That thing I sent you?
I'm on the wrong computer for. Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Science and Beyond with Joe Montaldo. I have the lovely John Goodwin with me tonight, and the handsome Emily Goodwin with me tonight.
Shall we start over? Did you want me to take over this?
No, I might as well. So sorry about that, guys. I was thinking about something else. John had asked me a question when I was coming in, so I got sidetracked. But anyway, guys, welcome. I mean, these guys are busy. I know what they're doing right now. I know what Emily's doing, so we're not even going to get into that. She's like just on fire the whole entire time. But we're talking about the gala that's going to be happening, 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks in a day. So we're talking like 15 days. But it's great. I was there last year. Had a lot of fun, guys. We're going to broadcast everything we can. They're going to be broadcasting. So y'all should be able to pick this up all over and watch how crazy people are. And what I mean by that, I mean crazy in a good way before anybody starts writing to me or anything. Because it is, after all, California. So you never know what crazy means out there these days. But anyway, so I know Emily's just can't stop. I'm actually surprised John even got you down and sit down for 15 minutes. I was like, damn.
Well, for you, for sure.
Well, I appreciate it anytime. Yeah, I mean, she runs everything. I mean, she's just a boss. She runs around running everybody crazy. John and I just sit back and watch. Like, hey, man, what y'all doing? John's out there with the little stick. Y'all just can't see me. He keeps it hidden. And I'm like, he said, if it starts slowing down, oh, here come the boss. Oh, no, we got to watch out. But it was great last year. I mean, I had a great time. Y'all seem to be very comfortable. So you can tell you've done this a few times. I mean, I know it's crazy, but it's crazy in a kind of crazy, organized kind of way. So, and then when you relax, That's a good thing. At least you know how to relax when you're doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I got friends of mine who do this, and they're not relaxed until like 2 months after it's over. And then they're like,
yeah. Well, when you're all stressed out and spazzing, it doesn't actually make things go smoother. So you just kind of have to take it in stride. And the more planning you do for a big event, the smoother it's going to go. The more you know what's coming, So
yeah, and we have 24 creatives that come. We have 12 writer and 12 illustrator winners that come out, and these are like amazingly creative people. So whenever you have that many just creative people getting together, you have a lot of good that's going to come from it. But you just kind of like need to go with it. Sometimes it's like herding cats, but the more we're organized, like she was saying, the better it's going to go. But we have some good stuff lined up this year at the for the awards gala that you're going to be at. We have some presenters. We got like Nancy Cartwright, who's the voice of Bart Simpson. She's one of our presenters, and we've got
Jade Pettyjohn,
which is
School of Rock, and she just recently did a movie with, I think, Nicole Kidman, right?
Yeah,
and Reese Witherspoon, and a few other people. There'll be some celebrities there, and there'll be obviously our best-selling authors are going to be there. So it'll be a great show.
Yeah,
it's always a great crowd. I mean, it was a nice, interesting crowd last year. I noticed the whole place was packed. So they had a lot of interesting people. I met a lot of different strange people. I met a couple of famous people, a couple of weird people, a lot of press, man. Well, I met a lot of press while I was there.
Yeah,
I've actually kept in touch with a few of them since then. But still, it's interesting because I mean, it's a nonstop event. I mean, y'all are working it off. So it's like 2 hours before y'all get there, and basically the red carpet and interviews and
red
cameras.
At 3. They check in at 3:00, and then it goes from 3:30 to 5 is the red carpet, and then we've got 5:00 to 7:00 is this really nice dinner. We've got
nice banquet at the Taglian complex, and
y'all should see John in a tux. He's good looking, guys. I'm telling y'all.
Yep. And then at 7:00 sharp, 7 p.m. Pacific time, the event starts sharp because we stream live online. So anybody can watch it. If you just go to writersofthefuture.com, you can see the event live right there. Or Joe, I think you're hooking into it as well.
Yes, we're gonna tie in at least 8 other feeds. I'm actually talking with a new company she says they have 30 additional venues we can stream off. So we might stream 2 different companies this year. While
cool.
We're there. So that would give us the original, the original 8 we're talking about, a couple of YouTubes, a couple of Facebooks, some Twitter, some Twitch. So I'm thinking that we might just go ahead and do both. I'm going to test it this week, and if it works with the system, then I'll go ahead and install it and bring it with us.
That's very cool.
And that'll just be more. Hey, the more the merrier. It's easier for people to find you when you're multiple venues. There's a good and a bad thing to multiple venues. One, it is easier for people to find you, especially overseas and stuff like that. But you do kind of miss out on that, 50 million people in one spot place. Oh, sorry, 50,000 people in one spot. Sorry, people. I got carried away. I'm sorry. I apologize for everything. It's I had a blast last year. I mean, and I said this just recently on and when I was doing a lecture up in Mississippi State, and I said I was very comfortable. Everybody was very nice. I said y'all people need to get to writing. I said they're gonna treat you good, and I said y'all are college. I mean, because I talked to the basically the whole the whole all four or all, I'm sorry, all four groups of writers when I was there. And I was there to talk about politics is what I was there for. But somebody there knew who I was and asked me about Writers of the Future while I was there.
Wow.
Which I kind of figured, well, I figured it was going to come up. One way or another, I figured it was going to come up. And we talked about y'all for probably a good half hour, 45 minutes. And it was nice because I guess he was the assistant dean, went ahead and gave me some extra time to talk about what we were there to talk about. They were a very conservative audience, so it was rough. It was a rough crowd, but I had a lot of fun. But they listened, so hopefully someone will submit. You know, I said, "Come on,
That'd be great." Yeah.
well, you know, and I tell everybody the same thing. I said, I know I talk to you all the time. I said, but if you don't submit, you can't win.
That's a fact. And we've got the quarter is up on 31st March, so that's people can be have in the next 6 days to be able to submit to or 7 days to submit to be able to enter this quarter. But we've got in this year's volume at this event, we have 10 different countries represented with winners. It's just amazing. But no doubt because of what we've done together on your program, because you reach so many different countries. But we have one winner from Iran who's in Germany who wasn't able to get a visa, so he's not able to be here. But otherwise, we have a winner from Spain,
Pakistan, Polish winners. Yeah.
Polish. We got UK. We've got
India.
Yeah, India.
Australia, England, and
there's a couple more too. But it added up to 10 different winners. We sent. I don't know. Did you get the book we sent you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
I actually
good.
started reading it the other day. My wife was laughing at me. She said, "You're gonna take forever to read a book." She said, "You should tell them to send you audio stuff." she cracks me. I'm like, "Yeah, just pick on me. Why don't you?" I said, "I read the whole damn thing on an airplane, so leave me alone." She's like, "No, I actually started reading it. I got it 2 days ago. Actually, whatever day we were chatting back and forth the other day. Yeah, I think it was it Monday? It was either Saturday or Monday. I got it.
Yeah.
And I sat down and started reading it. And I was reading through the front, and I said, "Nah, I better start to skip through and get to the stories and start reading them." And no, people, I'm not going to tell y'all because I can't. Emily said something bad. I could lose fingers over this. So I'm not, y'all don't ask me what's in the damn things for at least another 2 weeks. then you can ask me.
Keep it safe till because we have the big art reveal. So no one knows.
Well, somebody sent it to me from y'all online too, so that's going to be nice because I'm actually going to put it on a pad tomorrow. And so I'll be reading through it, but I'll also be listening to it in audio. I'll have it fed through one of my systems playing an audio in the background because I got a lot of computer stuff to catch up. Plus, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, this is not anything related to but stupidness. My iPhone and I are having a little disagreement. So the other day, I downloaded a bunch of pictures from last year's gala and had a bunch of them I just had stored that I want to put on this website I got up. It says you have 64 pictures. Of course, my phone says I have 2,640 pictures.
Oh, wow.
But when I go to click it on my computer, the DCMI folder says you have 64 pictures. And none of them have anything to do. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So if you hear me, if you hear someone went crazy with Apple, you know who it was. I don't know what it's doing, but I was antsy because I wanted to get them out of it. If it keeps it up, I'm just going to fix it the way I just do it over the air. I'll do it on Bluetooth, which will probably take a week to do. It'll do it on Bluetooth. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It recognizes the phone and it loves the phone and all, but it just won't go past that. And I called Apple, and Apple's like, "Oh, we'll have to get you in touch with somebody." I'm like, "Oh, y'all bite." Did I say that? Like, see, Apple, I told y'all not to get on my bad side. I might talk about y'all on air and see what happened. I did without even thinking about it. Damn. That probably just cost y'all a couple thousand people. Yes, people, don't buy Apple. Buy Samsung. Yes. No, they're not paying me for that, but buy Samsung. I'm going to catch trouble for this. I can see it coming. So,
new sponsors.
Yes. Well, hey, I might get Samsung a sponsor. Apple, I do like one really nice feature about Apple, which I didn't even talk about this. I got a new Apple card, which Apple's got a great credit line card. It was nice. I was surprised how much credit they gave me the damn thing. And he said, you can put it on your phone. Because I hadn't got the card yet. He's like, you can put it on your phone. I'm like, really? I I said, I need you for the other cards. And they said, well, I was going around buying things, waving my phone. I'm like, Joe, you're going to buy a car, and I realized put the damn thing off. Oh, man, that's not a good thing, people. I'm telling y'all. It's not about the show, but that's not a good thing. Y'all should not have that on your cell phone. Shame on you people. Mm-hmm. Do as I say, not as I do. That's how that works.
Hello, Norway. I see someone from Norway just said hello.
Yes. Y'all going to be, so y'all got classes all week, right? I mean, everybody, yes.
We're excited about several of our judges too. We got like Larry Elmore is one of our illustrator judges. He was the guy that created all the original artwork for Dungeons and Dragons, and just a very, very famous artist. But he's one of our judges, so he'll be there all week to help teach the illustrators, which is great. We have one of our winners actually from last year, the girl from Turkey. And she goes to USC, and then she came in, and now she's taken over running. She's so good running the class, a project on gaming, on creating artwork for gaming, for games, computer games. And so she'll be coming, she'll be speaking. But she just loves helping. She's the one that like talked about, you have no right to feel so entitled. You know, people were talking about, she said some people, when she goes to school, like, yeah, where I went to high school, they didn't even have electives on 3D modeling. And she looked at her and she went, what do you mean? We didn't even have electives at all. I couldn't even do art in my high school. I had to do it on my own, trying to figure out stuff. Anything that I could make marks with is what I used for my material, because I couldn't afford other stuff, you know, paper and inks and stuff like that. She used whatever she could find to make marks with, and gradually she'd enter and win contests to be able to get money to be able to buy an iPad. I mean, she's amazing, but it's that's the kind of person that we have as our judges, and so she's definitely someone that, you know, whose career I'm going to be following, because she's like such a sweetheart. We have another person who she can't make it this year, Brittany Jackson, B. Jackson. She's doing a book right now for Marvel, so she couldn't. The deadline was just like a crazy deadline, but she's the one that did the book for Michelle Obama and for
she did the LeBron James recent book, We Are Family, which is New York Times bestseller. She does a lot of children's books, B. Jackson. She was a winner. She was a grand prize winner back in like 2007. And she's moved on to just an amazing career. She did the whole Christmas line for Target this year. And you see her art all over the place, but she's just so
she's going to do a Zoom. She'll do a Zoom session. As will Bob Eggleton, the guy that did the cover for this year. He'll do a Zoom session as well. So we have some amazing artists contributing on this thing. And then obviously the writer judges, you got like our new courting judge, Jody Lynn Nye, has written all types of genres. She used to co-write a bunch of books with Anne McCaffrey, but she's now the coordinating judge, and she'll be doing it with Tim Powers. He wrote one of his books is the book that was made into On Stranger Tides with Johnny Depp, that whole movie franchise.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. And then other Larry Niven, who's very famous in the hard science fiction community. He'll be there teaching. And we have Kevin Anderson. He just wrote the book that was made into the last Dune movie as part of that. So he'll be there teaching with his wife, Rebecca. So it's going to be, we have some just amazingly talented judges that like to impart and give their, pass along their wisdom to help the new generation of writers, who in turn, because we've got probably half a dozen of our judges who were winners, 20, 25, 30 years ago. So it just continues to, the wheel keeps on turning there.
Yes. And I'm waiting for the famous people to come out and say they got good TV or good movies or good something other than what they're making me watch right now. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not happy. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I'm not a happy TV watcher at all. So it's just, we're not even going to go there. Lynn's always like, do you know what? I'm like, no. It's just, I tried. No, get me wrong. Just several shows I've tried watching. And some of them I just like, well, maybe I just have too high a standards or something, but most of it's just disappointing. So, and I have a really crazily busy life. So sitting down, I don't want to waste my time unless it's going to be something decent. I'll usually listen to a bunch of my friends and they're like, oh, you should watch it. And then I'll comment. I said, why'd you tell me to watch that? Don't waste I said, don't even talk to me for next month, man. I'm like, come on. It's but there have been some things I liked. I mean, sci-fi wide has been some things I liked.
Yeah.
But it seems the ones I really like get canceled. So I'm like, well, shit. So that's why I love y'all guys, because I figure, there'll be more and more of these people, because it's a big confidence boost for these people. I was talking to them last year, and you can hear it in the voice. Matter of fact, only interview I don't have up yet is Wolf Moons, because for some reason half of it's missing, so I got to go back and cut the blue out of it so it's shorter. But I'm gonna post his tomorrow. But it's you can hear the confidence in their voice. I mean, they and you can tell when you talk to them, when you sit down and really start asking them questions about their lives and stuff like that. You can tell they were very unsure. A lot of, not all of them, but a lot of them were very unsure about themselves before this. So this is a big confidence boost.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get that swole head, it might get you out there and get you something good book written, help you to meet the right people, and y'all really put them in good contact with people. So if something good comes up, they have venues to maybe get it out there, whereas other people have to just try and get lucky and hope they just get lucky and somebody catches their attention. But there's so many books submitted to these houses. I don't even know how people even get a movie deal anymore. I'm like, Jesus. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who he reads. That's what he does for a living. He reads. And he works for a big book company, which I'm not going to plug him, but he's like, yes. Yeah. And this dude reads like at warp speed. I don't even know how he retains what he's reading. I guess he doesn't. I guess he just reads it for whatever it's supposed to be, and if it's not or whatever it is, then he moves on. I guess he doesn't, because he reads, I don't know how many books a day, but he reads a lot. And he's just like, it just seems like the imagination of the country, at least, has just kind of hit this stagnated point where the stories are all different, but really they're not. They're kind of the same. They're based on the same thing, or if there are moral issues in them, they're just kind of basically the same. Like I was watching Star Trek Picard, and they're doing the immigration thing in Los Angeles, by the way. That's where it's based in Los Angeles, 2024 in Los Angeles. And they're just going through the whole immigration, and the way they did it was kind of haphazardly. And I'm thinking, okay, I came to watch sci-fi. If I needed to learn a lesson, I always can go down to the local church and hang out for a little while and see what's going on, or put on something different. I'm always been funny about this. I don't mind some moral things being into the sci-fi. When you're going to do me 3-4 episodes and teach me about something I already know about, I get aggravated.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, no, stop it. And really, some politics in sci-fi is fine, but sometimes they just go overboard. It's when it takes on too much of the tone of what's really going on, then because it's no more longer an escape. Then it's just another pain in the head. So you want it to be an escape, and then they write it into a point where it's not, and you're like, well, that was a waste of my how many ever 48 minutes that I watched this for.
I just want you on your at the bottom on your script going across, it's the 8th, not the 9th.
Oh, is it the 8th? Oh, okay, let me change that and fix that while we can do that right now.
And coalescing on the 8th.
Okay, let's see.
With Bears at THEIR live TV, or
are you giving me trouble while we live? I will whoop up on you, man. I will send my Los Angeles monkeys after you. Better watch. I got a couple monkeys live out there. You better watch out what's going on here. Wait, hold on. Now I can't even find the damn thing. Now you started talking to me about it. What did I do with it? I know it should be. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's why I get out of here.
And you weren't able. I sent the video to the wrong computer or something.
No, no. It's my emails are on both. I just don't download that kind of stuff on this computer.
Got it.
It's just one of them things. I keep this. This is just really just a basic. It's for broadcasting. I usually just when I'm broadcasting myself. I had it with me when I met up with y'all. It travels with me, so I don't like having too much stuff on it. Just, and especially it's stuff that I can download or upload that I wouldn't want somebody to get their hands on. Or no, people, it's nothing like that for anybody writes to us now.
But anyway, we still have Emily here, so she's going through a whole evolution to make this like. There's a reason why the Rise of Future Awards ceremony is referred to as the Oscars of science fiction, and she'll tell you some of the stuff that she's actually doing to make sure we accomplish that. You're on.
You're on.
A successful event.
Yes.
Well, it's the whole event from start to finish. It's like I mentioned earlier, a lot is in the preps for the event. So, we're working with the winners, starting months in advance, making sure they know what they're coming for, prepping them. I think even as much as we prep the winners, by the time they actually come here, they still get in a state of shock with a week-long workshop. The amount of information they get all week long from the judges, all the classes that they're taking, both the writer and the illustrator side, they get like a boot camp of, an entire class from all professionals. So if you're on the writer's side, you're going to get a week-long workshop every day, 2 to 3 workshops each day with the judges of the contest who are themselves all best-selling authors. Like John mentioned some of the names earlier, Kevin J. Anderson, we have Orson Scott Card, Brandon Sanderson, Larry Niven, Dean Wesley Smith, Tim Powers. There's about 30 judges on each side of the contest, writers and illustrators. So that's a whole fun thing. And there's a lot of activities also that we set up for them throughout the week. Big barbecue dinners for everybody to get to know each other. There's a big art reveal that happens. There's a book signing. So
the art reveal means that where you've got each of the winning stories was assigned to one of the winning artists to illustrate. And so the writers have not seen the art until this point, this event where we have the art reveal, where we set the art up in a room, put the illustrators to the side on either side of the room, and then the writers are invited in, and they have to walk up. They have to, just from looking at the illustrations, pick the illustration for the story. Then the illustrator walks up and introduces themselves, and it's one of the most emotional events. And
it was one of my favorite events.
Yeah. So there's a lot obviously that happens throughout the week, and then after that, there's the big gala awards event where it's a big sit-down banquet dinner, and there's several speeches. We have a keynote speaker, which we have Lieutenant General John F. Thompson, who is 26-year veteran Air Force general, and towards the end of his career, the last couple of years, he was setting up the Space Force, and he was the commander of the Space and Missile Systems Center. So he has a lot of really awesome things to talk about, and
he's a total geek.
Yeah, he's a total sci-fi nerd.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Fits right in with this crowd, and we're going to be presenting a great, never seen before video from the legendary artist Frank Frazetta, and then we'll hear from all the winners. There's 24 winners, 12 writers, 12 illustrators. They're all going to come up on stage and get their trophies. And then at the very end of the event, we announce the final grand prize winners who get additional check for $5,000 and their big, gigantic trophy. And we'll hear from them. They've just flown in from all around. Nobody knows who they are yet, and we'll find out the night of the event. And but it's a whole massive production. It's
it is, people,
50-foot stage, and it's got the whole works. It's a massive production. We've got 6 cameras on it, including a jib. So it's a big production that we do. And
she's the producer, so she's there right now. She's in the middle of putting together the actual event. Going over the script. We just got some more celebrities that confirmed today, so she's switching around the scripts right now to make sure we've got which celebrities are going to be presenting to which winners, and reworking that. So it's a major deal, because when you see an event, or when you see some type of an awards event, you see there's a person like what you just did right here by having this underneath where you have the script running, or underneath myself and Emily and underneath you, Joe, there's the little bug that says who we are. Well, she has to put that together for every one of the winners and all the presenters, so that when they come up and you see them on the video, it's one thing on live on the stage, but on the video.
So when John comes up on stage and you see him up there, I make sure I spell his name right, and his name.
Little tickers are a pain in the ass, man. That's when you got to do a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. You have to make sure there's no typos and everything's just spelled correctly, because you've also got some people have their regular name, but they want to use their pen name. So we have to make sure it's the correct pen name. So it's Jim and not James, or sometimes it's a whole different name. So you got to make sure it's the right one up there, so that's what the audience is seeing. So it's a major deal. A lot of QC work on it as well. Once it's up, to make sure there's no typos and it's all that right stuff on it. And
well, now that John's taken you through all the nitty gritty of putting an event together, I'm going to take my exit right here and let you two talk about the contest.
We're going to talk about you, so you might as well go and get out of here.
I'm leaving.
We love you.
It's always so good to see you. And,
yes, I can't wait to see you.
Listening, I hope that you get a chance to watch the event live on April 8th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I hope to see you there. Well, you won't see me. I'll be running around in the back, but you'll see John.
Yes, you see John.
Yeah.
John's got a good look. He's walking around. Like, hey, I'm here. Y'all see it. Y'all see this week. But anyway, if you want to get an idea what we're talking about, you can go watch last year's. It is still available. You can find it on YouTube. So you can pop right over there. You can link it off our site, or you can just type in Writers of the Future, and it'll take you right there. It's easy if you type Writers in the Future 2021 because it takes you right to the link.
Yeah.
So go over there and check it out and see what's going on. Take a look. See what you're going to be watching this year. And remember, people, these are writers and artists of the future. These are the people who are going to be doing the writing and the art of the future. So they'll be out there changing the fields, making things different, being right on the cutting edge. It's it's nice to see them. It's nice to meet them. You never know who it's going to be. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, and you also there's no age requirement for these contests, so you can be again this year our youngest winner, an artist winner was 16, who's now 17. But we also had another winner that was, I think, 73. So there's no, like, you can't be a certain age. It's just you submit, and if you win, you win. And we find out who you are after having been drawn as a winner.
Yeah, I know the age difference. I mean, the age variance last year was pretty good. I mean, I know that one girl was 17, and what was the other one, 68 or something? 67, yeah.
It's even broader discrepancy this year.
Yeah.
It's just for everybody. And like I said, 10 different countries. So it really is.
So that's a thing, people. Don't say, "Oh, I'm too old to do this," or "I'm too young to do this," because we just proved that was absolute BS. Don't use an excuse. I know a lot of people who like to write, and I know I've met a lot of people over the years who send me stuff that is pretty good, but yet they'll send it to me, but they won't submit it to John, and I can't submit it for y'all. Y'all have to submit it yourself.
Yeah.
So just submit it. Don't be
some
scared.
People are afraid, they're embarrassed or whatever. Like, don't be. It's like.
You should never be embarrassed. Y'all see me on radio acting like an insane person. Look, no. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. And they're not going to be cruel or mean. It's not like some of these other companies you might get, some nasty reply back, oh, maybe you should never write again or something like that, or maybe you shouldn't draw, They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say thank you for submitting. Try again.
If you're curious about that stuff too, just because Joe features the Writers of the Future podcast, but a lot of our writer winners, I mean, a lot of our writer guests that I have who are major New York Times bestselling authors who now participate, and they all talk about what they've gone through on the imposter syndrome. And it's amazing. You see something, you have imposter syndrome, and it's a common problem that people go through because you're in your own head creating something. You're in a room by yourself typing, and so, or if you're dictating, so you don't have other people you're bouncing off of. So when you submit something and you say, okay, here we go, it requires some self-confidence, but you also have willingness, which is what you're going to get with Writers of the Future, especially if you join the forum or other parts that we offer. You can get those supportive people because there are other people like yourself that want to make it go and recognize how hard it is. And we're supportive. And one good thing about the Writers of the Future forum is that for those who participate, if anybody wins, the whole forum takes a win on that. The whole forum will say, congratulations. They'll all feel great because everybody helps pat each other on the back and pushes each other along. So even if Bill didn't win and it's Jody instead that won, Bill will feel like, hey, that's great because he helped Jody along to like submit or to some corrections and edits. And everybody helps move each other along. So that's one thing that's really cool about this whole program is that, there's a book and it is the best-selling science fiction anthology out there. But so many people are able to launch their careers, even if you didn't win the book, if you're just an honorable mention even, if you put that in your resume, you'll be taken out of slush piles. So it's one of those things that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by submitting and entering to either the writer or the illustrator contest.
You do, people, and I met a lot of a lot of the judges last year. A lot of the people who were giving the classes. They were great people, by the way. How can I say this? The artists were more fun than the writers. No, I'm just teasing. I just teased for anybody gets their feelings hurt.
Not really.
No, I was just teasing.
Talking about the art class you went to and you learned more.
Yes. Well, hey, I learned a lot about art. I mean, what can I say?
I know. It's amazing what they do here.
Well, I'm going to get to sit in a lot more of the classes this time around. I have to be quiet, but It's
That'll be a first.
Yes, it will. Nah, it won't be at first, but still, I can be quiet for stuff like that. But I'm just generally running around. But I mean, now I'm hosting with Michelle. She keeps telling me I'm squirreling around all the time. So she sends me pictures of squirrels when we're live now. I'm like, Michelle, stop it. It's but oh, by the way, hello, Annette. Where you said you were from? Holland? Is that where you said you were from? Or was I seeing
Norway. And that was from Norway.
Norway? Yeah, Norway. Oh, Annette. Yeah, sorry, Norway. Damn, y'all stay safe over there. Putin might want to invade there next. He might need some chocolate or some good stuff. Just teasing. If anybody writes him in, just teasing. You know what? I was just thinking. Oh no, it must be in the other damn room. I had volume 38 somewhere. I was going to show y'all, but it's in a different part of the place at the moment. Yeah, I don't read in here because I listen to anything in here. If I start reading in here, I'll forget what the hell I'm in here doing. So it's interesting, but yeah, it was great last year. People, everybody who was teaching, I mean, you learn a lot. And come on, I'm not even a writer or an artist. I mean, come on, I draw stickman, and still, I was learning things. I learned more about shadowing in an hour than I did in 30 years. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
and I know quite a few artists, which is the sad part. I actually learned quite a bit of a lot of things. I learned a lot more about writing. Every time I talk to one of the writers, and listen to him talk, because we got into a lot of things. We talked about a lot of different things. And then we would talk about, skills about writing. How did you do this? How did you do that? How did you, drag this out to be this? Or how did you fill this area? So there was a lot of that conversation. Y'all can go listen to them. They're all up there, guys. You can go listen to them. They range from 15 minutes to an hour. And so just go take a look. But we talked about a lot of those different things. And, it's, if you haven't written or you're writing and you really don't feel like you know what you're doing, those interviews will help you out. And then just going over to the Writers of Future site and joining the course will help you out a lot more.
Yeah.
See, I get to cheat though. I'll probably never write a book, even though I'll probably get more knowledge in my head than most people who ever wrote their first book will ever have. So I've taken, I go back and forth with the course, and then when I get some free time, I go back over there and mess around. And then I get to hear these writers up front, these famous writers, and then these teachers, and you learn a lot, even if you're not trying to learn it. See, I was there for press, and I was still learning because my brain can't stop; it's got to be listening to something all the time. And so I'm learning as I'm going. And questions I've had, John's heard me talk about this before. One of my biggest problems with writing anything is the filler, the stuff in between, the stuff that carries you from one point to the next point to the next point of whatever the subject matter is you're talking about. And so at least I'm learning this now, at least I know what it actually is, how to maybe go about doing it.
Yeah.
And so what I mean by this, ladies and gentlemen, so if I can work on this and even consider maybe even writing a book one day, it should be easy for someone that this is already writing. You take the course, there's people that'll help you out. You can ask questions. They got a blog on the site. You can ask questions there. Just remember to be respectful. So just go over there, get involved.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst that's can happen is you don't sell a book.
Yeah, you just keep on working on it. But we're also working this year when we have Robert Sawyer, who's like considered the dean of science fiction in Canada, is going to be here. We're recording an extra. We're expanding our Writers of the Future online course. So we've got Robert Sawyer's doing a section. Nedia Corafor, who specializes in African fantasy. She writes. She's written several comics for Marvel on the whole Black Panther universe, and she herself has a lot of, like I said, African fantasy stuff that she writes. She's doing a seminar. We've got Kevin Anderson's going to be doing one, and Jody Lynn Nye. They're all four going to be doing extra sections that we'll be adding to the online workshop that people can get even more instruction on different aspects of creative writing, of writing stories. So we're very excited about that. It's gonna be really, really good, and these guys are looking forward to it as well.
Jimmy. No, we're not talking about science, Jimmy. We're talking about, I'm going to be in LA in a week, and we're talking about what's going on out there for the week that I'm out there. They got a lot of stuff going on, and I know, by the way, I know who you are, and I know we've talked on Pal Talk about this, about writing and stuff like that. So that's probably why you wrote it in the first place. But feel free. And Christopher, wait, hold on, y'all on a messenger, but stop. You're making my damn messenger move around. Stop it. Well, no, they start doing like putting smileys and stuff in it, and it just jumps past whatever that they were writing to me. His messenger box, I only got a box this big on my page right now. But it's still fun. Oh, one thing that was interesting, I was asked to go to Afghanistan and do press.
Wow.
So, we have a Afghan audience right now on SoundCloud is either the third or fourth biggest audience. Now, what's going to happen though, because of Russia, and Russia's a big audience for us over there too. The whole Asian area, including China, that whole area over there is a big market on our network, and especially on SoundCloud, probably makes up half the audience, maybe a third. But anyway, we've been seeing serious drops because people are losing internet all over the place. Getting phone cutouts, and then so somebody asked me, "Well, you should just come over and set up." They said Elon said y'all can use their stuff to broadcast with. I'm like, so let me get this straight. Do you want me to come to Ukraine and broadcast out of Ukraine back to the United States, and wait and say Russia, we're not going to broadcast? See, I'd have to offer both countries. I guess I could do that. A friend of mine, my friend Jason's serious about it. He's like, "Come on, man, let's go." And then another friend of ours who calls us today, he goes, they're paying $2,000 a day for fighters over there. I'm like, okay, well, hope you have fun. Don't get me wrong, people. I like money, but not enough to get shot at. No, y'all can forget that. Maybe when I was in my 30s, I might have considered it, but not in my 50s. That's just not going to happen. Well, I guess you could give me a helicopter I could fly around over there and do interviews. That might work.
Well, if you're in the 50s, they'll probably offer you $200 a day.
That's probably right. Their draft over there is 16 to 60. That's what their draft is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And American people don't realize it, but the American draft is usually 17 to 36. But if we're in trying times, it is 16 to 65.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, it is. Yes, and most people are safe. These days, as long as it's not a big war, 36, they're not going to draft anybody over 36. But if it gets to the point where things, they'll draft you. They got to fight. You got to fight. I'm moving to Mars with Elon, people. Yeah, Elon said I could come stay with him as long as I don't choose sides. I could come hang out. I'm thinking, yeah, it's a good place to go. I'll be living in Muskville. As long as you don't turn out to be that mad scientist like on James Bond, the one who built the orbital platform in space. I'm always worried that Elon might, because he said he wants to have his own government and stuff. I'm thinking, is it going to be like Elonville? Is it going to be a democracy? Is it just going to be do as I say or you die? So I'm a little worried about it. I'd like to see him write something. Y'all should write to him and ask him to write because the man's brilliant. I think he could knock something out.
Yeah, when I saw him at the premiere of Star Wars a few years ago, and Emily and I were talking with him and asked him if he'd read Battlefield. He said, "Oh yeah, he read it when he was like 13 or 14, and he really enjoyed it." And I said, "Great, can I get a blurb from you?" And he said, "No," but it was great saying that he really liked it a lot.
No, you ain't get no damn book for me, buddy. That sounds like Elon to me. Oh man, what can you do? He's Elon Musk. He's just he seems to be out there in the world. I got to give him credit. He wants to go fight Putin. I thought that was funny as hell. I did when somebody sent me the article. He's volunteering to fight Putin man to man. I'm like, get the hell out of here, man. What are you doing, Elon? But then he said he went and moved those Starlink satellites over there and said, hell, you're not cutting anybody off a cell phone or off the internet. I'll keep it going for him. And then he told Russia that he could knock down their satellites if he kept it up. I was like, now what's he got updated? Is he got something updated knocks down satellites, or he's just got so many Starlink satellites if they just shoot them at him? People, it's getting a little weird out there.
Yeah,
it's see that's why
anyway,
we need all the
writing and illustration and art and the things that will help bring the world more happiness. That's something that is really, really important because you see right now the media is so much into the doom and gloom, or are we going to have World War III and all this stuff, these suppositional things. And then in America, you got, the prices, the inflationary stuff. And I mean, in California here, it's just, it's quite silly. Where the price of gas is going down almost everywhere else in the U.S. and California still goes up. And it's, and so now the solution is we'll give every car owner a $400 check to help pay for the increase in gas. It's like, well, why not just deal with the problem of high gas? Because there's so many taxes. So it's quite silly, just the way things are dealt with. And California, I think for the second, third year in a row, is going to be a decreased population. LA County's lost, I think, 160,000 people in the last year, followed by San Francisco, which is less, but it's like, this is, for us, it's about 2% of the population. For San Francisco, it's like 5%. But the second city, the biggest loss of population is New York, followed by, following us. So we need some less doom and gloom and more like, let's get some fun stuff. With these stories that we have a producer that called Emily today, and he's pitching Writers of the Future short stories to Netflix to do a series of short stories. And they get a team of actors to perform the different stories. So he's putting together a whole pitch. He called her and asked her some questions about putting the pitch together. I think it's awesome to be able to do that. That's another great thing that Writers of the Future will be providing for the future of aspiring writers and artists. So we're very excited about that. If it goes, just the fact that somebody originating wanting to do it is a really
it's nice.
Yeah,
stuff like that is great, and it can help out and helps out getting the word out. And there's a lot of good stories.
Yeah,
I mean, we all got 38 books now with 12 stories in each book. Well, actually, a little more than that. So there's a lot of stories to pull from there.
Yeah, you know what? We got some good Black media coming as well, because we've got 2 writer winners that are Black, and then we've got an earlier illustrator winner that illustrated the L. Ron Hubbard story. We have Nydia Okorafor. So we've got we're definitely growing a lot more into that ethnic, which is great because there's so much amazing talent. People don't understand that you can't express yourself if you never express yourself. So if people say, well, why aren't there more, Black writers, or why aren't there more Latino writers, or why aren't there more this, that, and the other thing, or artists? Well, they need to submit. They have just as much chance as anybody else. There's no preconceived idea. It's got to be this kind of art. If you look at the art that's in Writers of the Future, it's all types. We've got our grand prize winner 2 years ago was from Vietnam, and his illustration is totally different type of art than someone from Turkey, who I mentioned earlier, that girl there, she's going to be coming and teaching the winners. We have all types of different, art that's represented in this stuff here. So there's no, like, it has to be a certain type. It's got to be Disney art, or it's got to be, Marvel art. It's just whatever you submit that's going to tell a story with the illustration has just as much a chance as anybody else. So it's not a problem that you're from, Iran and have a certain type of art. We had a winner, two winners now from Iran. So it's just open to anybody. You just need to submit. And that's what's, again, so cool about this show here with you, Joe, is that you got 110 countries or so represented that will hear this, and you'll know that anybody can enter. You go to writersofthefuture.com, and you've got to either enter writer contest or enter illustrator contest. There's no fee. You maintain all the rights to your story or to your art. It's science fiction or fantasy. The rules are in there. It's easy to see. If you're uncertain about stuff, you can write into the contest administrator. Your question will be answered right away. You can also go to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and ask the question there. I'm the one that handles those, and I'll answer all the questions. I get them usually I'll answer within 24 hours. And then there's obviously the podcast. There's the online writing workshop. There's the blog. There's the forum. There's all these different ways. The whole purpose was originally set up by L. Ron Hubbard back in 1983, is to help the aspiring writer and artist, and that's what we're about.
That's what y'all are about. I mean, and that's what y'all are doing. There's a lot of people come out of it too. What was I going to say? Damn, somebody just sent me a message, and I forgot what the hell it was. Let me see if I can go.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please ask. I'm totally willing to.
What was it? What the hell
to answer while I'm here.
Oh no, that's what I was going to say. No, because somebody else had written something that made me think about it. No, it's all blind judge. So when John was just talking about it just now, it is, people. Nobody really knows who you are. So it doesn't really matter what color you are, what sex you are. It doesn't even matter how you identify sexually. None of that really matters, because you're going to submit the story, and they're going to send it to the judge. It's going to be blind judge. They're not going to know any of that about you. All they're going to know is you wrote this story. Now, once the story's, they accept the story or whatever, then they'll find out who you are. But that's not going to change anything.
Your story or your art and a number assigned to it. Because
that's what they get. No,
your name's off of the illustration or it's off the story, because that's in the computer when you upload it. All that data is in there, and it's tagged electronically, so that when it goes to the judges, all they see then is the story or the art and a number.
Yes, it's Galaxy Press. It's actually galaxypress.com and writersofthefuture.com. I'll put the sites up in a little bit before we go, but
Yeah.
we're just John's a friend of ours, and we work together. He's got one of the shows on the network with from Writers of the Future. It airs on Mondays, and then it re-airs sometimes during the week, sometimes Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, sometimes Saturdays. It just depends what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, it usually airs at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times. But they do a lot of good work for a lot of people, and like I met John and I gave him shit for a year and a half, excuse my language. And still I gave him more. Even last year I was giving him stuff, but they are exactly what they say they are. And it's hard for me to get behind anything. That's why I was really happy when I found these guys, because they are exactly what they say they are. They're not lying to anybody. They're not making you pay for anything. And wait, there's a secret. You know what it is? You get to keep the rights to your book or your artwork. Oh shit. For real? Yes, it's for real. You actually do. They don't want your story, even though some of these stories might actually make some money. You get to keep your stories, and you get to keep your artwork. So I was, things like that. I'm just not used to that. Usually people want something, or they want you to pay $500 or $1,500 or $2,000 to submit your book to get it to the top of the stack. That's one of my favorite things. I'm not going to mention any book houses, but I know enough authors and even young authors to tell y'all this. A lot of them have been told, "Oh, give me $2,500 and I'll move your book up the stack." Doesn't mean you're going to get anything, by the way. It just means you might get read sooner. You got to remember something, people. Just because somebody read your book does not mean it's going to become a bestseller or even get published, for that matter.
That's right.
So starting out with Writers of the Future is a good place, and so this. Now, once you win, you can't submit anymore, but you can submit as many times as you want if you don't win. I mean, really. You can submit. I mean, I talked to quite a few people there 34 times, 14 times, 15 times, 12 times. There were some first time winners, which is, kind of surprising, but most of the people I had talked to had submitted multiple times. So, don't give up. If you don't win first time, don't give up. And sometimes you can maybe tweak something you've written, or sometimes you can write something new. And really, until, I've talked to John and I heard some of the writers when we were there. If you get something that's pretty good, but not quite good enough to win, you might actually get some feedback on it. So, again, though, if you don't submit it, you're not going to get squat. I mean, that's the only way I can say. People tell me all the time, "I wish I'd have done this." But do it. Don't wish. As you just heard, one of the winners this year was 73. One of the winners was 17, 16. So I mean, don't think you can't do it. If you're young, doesn't mean you can't do it. If you're old, doesn't mean you can't do it. Just write it or art it. Yeah, I mean, I know. Fortunately for me, I know a lot of gifted artists, and there was quite a few in my family. I don't know why none of them wanted to do it for a living, though. They all love to draw and paint and every other damn thing, but none of them want to do it for a living. I don't have no idea why either. Mm-hmm. But see, to me, when you have that kind of talent, I think you should be putting it out in the market. Now, when you got my kind of talent, no, you should be hiding that shit somewhere. But when you got real talent, and I know it's an ego thing for a lot of people, but again, this is blind draw. So if you submit this, they're not going to say, "Oh, Elizabeth drew this," and "Oh God, this is the most horrible thing." That's not what's going to happen. So you're not even going to get slapped around on your ego. You're just going to get it, and they're going to say, "Oh, well, thank you. Submit again."
Yeah,
and submit again. I mean, how many times did a friend of mine tell me he submitted 35, 36, Preston, I think he said 36 times, a lot. And I was like, damn. Now remember, we're not talking that when we say 36 times, it's not 36 years. You can submit up to 4 times a year. So, so you can submit 4 times a year.
Starting in the 80s. In the late 80s, he started submitting.
And when you get one good, you'll win. And then look, then you have the confidence to write a good book, maybe get something and give Joe some good television to watch. I'll give you all the free pressure I want if y'all give me something damn watch. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm depressed. I want to see some good TV. I want to see something that is relaxing. Yes. I was watching, what was I watching the other night? Altered Carbon. I watched the first series about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of different. And I watched it again the other night. It's different. So it's probably the most different thing Netflix did till Netflix canceled it. Get the hell out of here, man. Just because it was probably the most original thing they had on there. Oh, we lost John. Yes, we lost John. We got him back. There he is. We got him back. He got the aliens grabbed him for a minute.
Yeah.
It's in Los Angeles.
I was trying to respond to one of the chats, and I pressed the wrong button, and I was out of there. Like, oh.
Yeah. Well, we get ready to wrap up in a few minutes anyway. But remember, guys and girls, Galaxy Press galaxypress.com. Jesus, I can't speak tonight. I don't know what it is. And then writersofthefuture.com. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And
Galaxy
we have
Press.
our gala's coming up on 8th of April, and we'll be broadcasting on Joe's networks, and I'll be doing a lot of stuff as well.
Yes.
And
And
so
I'll be broadcasting the whole
really
time I'm
cool.
there.
It's going to be really, really cool.
We'll be posting daily interviews like we did last time, but these will be a little bit more detailed. So, well, I'm reading the book. So reading through the stories actually helps me when I go to post when I go to put the description of what it's going to be. So y'all will be able to catch those. I'll probably do a couple of days each day, anywhere from three to six, depending on what's going on. Well, you never know. If I do like I did last time, I might end up doing like 14 in one day. You just never know what the hell's going to happen. It's just one of them things, but but just be looking for them. The regular broadcast on the network will still be going on. Everybody's got their jobs. Michelle DeRoche will be running the network while I'm gone. She is the station manager. So, yeah, she said something about John had to send her a check for $5,000 for air and after. I was like, what? You got to watch her, man. She is mean. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Michelle, just in case you listen.
She's a sweetheart and a half.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, they both are. Amelia and Michelle both. No, the reason I brought it up, though, guys and girls, you can catch John either Wednesday or Thursday. I re-air his show after Michelle DeRoche's show, but sometimes it's on Wednesday and sometimes it's on Thursday. It just depends what's going on that particular day or what the numbers were on a particular show. So you just look for him in those days. And when he sends me his shows early, sometimes he sends them to me on Saturday or Sunday, so they will air on Sunday when he sends them to me early. So y'all can also look for them. So there's no time slot. You just happen to be cruising to the network, or if you got a plan in the background, you might catch it when I put it up.
But we definitely have it on Monday afternoon too, right?
Yeah, it's definitely at Monday afternoon at 4:00. So y'all can catch it every time at 4:00 on Mondays. That's actually its home slot.
That's
but
Central
we air
Time too, right?
Yeah,
Central Time.
Central Time. Yeah, everything's always Central Time. But real quick, somebody had asked me what was the difference between the Galaxy Press site and the Writers of the Future site.
Well, Galaxy Press is the publisher site. That's where you go if you're going to buy any books. You go to galaxypress.com. Rise of the Future is the contest site, and that's where we have everything on Rise of the Future is free. So whether it's the course, the podcast, the blog, the entering the contest, the forum, all that stuff is free. That's on writersofthefuture.com. If you click on there, you want to get a book, it's going to send you over to Galaxy Press. So that's the difference between the two of them. So there you can. In the times past, Joe has had his iPad, which he threw away. I guess.
Yes. Yeah. We're not. Look, let's not even get into that sore spot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, first off,
that's where we have. That's our commerce site. That's where you can buy the iPads. That's where you can buy the books, the audiobooks, and that kind of stuff.
Great pad, by the way. Oh, yeah. Mine was a great pad. I don't know what the hell it's at. My phone won't track it either for some reason. I don't know what's up. But I was talking to the guy where I thought it went. And I told him, look, you're going to have to do something with this. If not, I'm going to have to call the PD. I said, I know we're friends and all. I said, so then he tells me, well, how much does it cost? I said, well, go look. He said, geez, I have to give you cars free for like the next 2 years. And because he wanted to trade me off free rental cars for the price of the pad. I was like, he said, I'll just put you in all the high end stuff. I'm like, what the hell? No, I said, you give me a new pad. So then I talked to him actually yesterday. He said, I'm going to have to call the cops so he can write it off on his insurance. Because I told him I wanted my damn pad back. And I said, look, dude, I looked every other possible place it could be. That was the last place I had. It was in that car. I said, it's not that. I said, if it was just the iPad, I would say, okay. And I would just write it off on my, insurance. And they would give me a new iPad. I said, it's not that it's iPad. I said, it's just all the material that's on the iPad. I said, and I was in the middle of 3 different stories by the damn way. Yes, I can read multiple things at one time. Who wrote that smart ass comment up there? That's easy for me. I can listen to multiple audios at one time too. I know. It's called gifted. I'm sorry for being an ass. John can too. What are you talking about? John's reading all kind of stuff all the time. I'm watching. Oh yes, actually, Denise, I'm glad you brought that up. So there will be times that we are broadcasting live video feeds from Writers of the Future. So I'm going to try to get at least a half. Oh, I wanted to ask you a little while ago. Are y'all going to have the app again this year?
Yeah, we're creating that right now. We're not sure which app it's going to be. It might be just a Google that we use on that because
that's fine. I just want to know because I'm trying to think.
It'll be online for sure.
Yeah, because I'm going to probably schedule 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos, just live videos while we're there, and Well, actually, ladies and gentlemen, so y'all know this, every interview we do there is actually live. It's just we don't tell anybody. So if you're listening, you catch it. If not, it's we're using it as a recording, but we also, because you're a regular listener of the network, it's a bonus if you happen to be listening, you'll catch it live. There's a lot of good stuff. You'd be surprised. I get them writers to talk about a lot of stuff, and the artists too. Well, it's because I don't always do just about their book. I want to know about them. I want to know who the person is who made this artwork or who wrote this book. And I got to say, when John was talking about the reveal, to me, that was one of the best parts. There's a very high emotion because, the writers hadn't seen the artwork yet. They didn't know who made it. It was a very, yes, and they were picking it out. I mean, I was impressed. It was a very interesting moment anyway. And maybe we'll have that played up live. You know what? I might bring one of the stand cameras if I can. Oh man, I can be able to bring that damn big stand. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll do that.
It'll be on Tuesday.
Yeah. So, but that's something y'all can look forward to catching. There's a lot of stuff going. And whoever told me no, you mean the class, and none of that'll be broadcasted now. The only way you're going to get to see that is if you win. Sorry, guys. Yeah. That's just how it works.
That's very exclusive.
Yeah. So none of that's no. I'll be there listening, but no, because I just want to learn. And
but
it gives me an idea.
That we do have the free online workshop are some of the basics that are taught at the winner's workshop for the writers. It's just that it doesn't go into quite the detail, because this is, if you won the Writers of the Future workshop, you're proving yourself as a writer. This online workshop has helped teach you to become a writer. So this covers basics that it's assumed you already have by the time you make it there. So, but this is the same instructors teaching you.
Yes. Oh, Annette, come see me on Wednesday. I host UFO Undercover. Yes. It's on Wednesdays at 6 to 8 o'clock Central Time. It's about 2 hours earlier than this one. Now, yeah, I just seen what you posted. So anyway, I'm sorry, because I'd love to talk to you about it. You can give me a holler. I can actually bring you online. It don't matter what country you're in, by the way, either. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, it don't matter what country you're in. We can bring anybody online with us. As long as you got a phone or a computer, yes, we can bring you online with us. I can send you a link and bam, you click the button and here you are with us. It's actually a nice feature. It's different than, in the old days when you Skyped and had to use the hard phone lines. It's a little bit different. So it's a link, but you get to come in and talk. And since everybody's phone has a camera and audio built into it, it makes life really easy. And if you got a computer, it's just as easy for that too. But again, y'all can catch the whole event on the 8th. You can watch the whole thing. I'll be posting it on the websites, what times it are. I'll probably put a front page link on it as well. There's a Writers of the Future page that's up there that's got art. It's got quite a few of the audio and video interviews I did, so y'all can go check those out. Sometime this week, there's going to be a bunch of pictures from last year, so y'all can get a good idea of what was going on. And there's also some pictures sent to me from some of the people over Writers of the Future, so those will also be up there as well. So there's just going to be a lot of features. And what you see in these pictures is it gives you an idea of what's going on from several points of view. Because there were several people running around taking pictures there, and since I met a lot of them, they were nice enough to send me the copies of the pictures. So I got several copies of those, and then I got over 2,000 that I took. And a lot of these pictures people are off guard because they know me anyway, and I'm just walking around, got the cameraman, and when you got a phone camera, it's a little sneakier because people don't always know you're taking a picture of them. So there was lots of good pictures taken of lots of different people, lots of people smiling all the time. There's lots and lots and lots of smiles. There's like pictures of inside the limo and stuff like that, so you can see us all hanging out in the limos. There's pictures of us standing around limos, pictures all over the red carpet of all kinds of people. What was the guy? Who was the guy that replaced? Now his name went right out of my head, right as I was going to say it. The guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. What was that guy's name?
Tim Powers?
The guy who replaced him, the actor that replaced him on 21 Drum Street. What was his name? Y'all introduced me to him. I forgot his name. Him and his wife were really nice, by the way. Why I can't think of this guy's name? Oh, old age bites, people. I don't know why I can't think of his name. The actor, the actor he replaced was a really famous actor, but the pouty eye, get the black eye makeup all around on his eyes. I don't know. It's out of my head, though.
Yeah.
But he was really nice. Everybody I met there was really nice. I didn't meet anybody that was snobbish or standoffish or aggravated or, everybody was very, very pleasant, walking around doing their things. And I forgot who it was kept trying to feed me. I forgot her name now, but she kept every night. She looks hungry. Do I eat something? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just taking pictures. I don't know, eat something. I said, why do you keep trying to feed me? So I won't be taking pictures. I was like, give me a break here. Because a lot of good hors d'oeuvres were floating around out there while we were all out there working the press. And it's a good thing, people. No, I wasn't. I don't drink during those kind of events. Nah, sorry, guys. Besides, I don't even know if there was alcohol there, but when I'm busy like that, I don't like to drink. I like to be paying attention to what I'm doing. Well, when you're sober, you take different kind of pictures than you take when you're drunk. That's why. So, it's better that way. But anyway, y'all get to see a lot of that. We're going to get out of here in just a few minutes. But again, it's galaxypress.com and writersatfuture.com and, www.writersatfuture.com and www.galaxypress.com. They are on the website. You can find them. Writers at Future. Different pictures on the future take you to different links. Some of them take you to Writers of Future. Some take you to Gallery Press. Some of them take you to last year's video gala event. So y'all go check it out. But it's on the UPRN home site. It's at writersoffuture.com at the very top of the page. Click it and it'll take you right there. Like I said, I'll be adding more material to it tomorrow. And then we're going to use that site because when I get to LA and we start the event, I'm going to take everything on that site and I'm going to move it down. I don't know. I might leave it right there and put everything below. I'm more than likely to move everything down and you'll start seeing new stuff popping there as it's going along. So it'll be easier for y'all to find it right on the website.
Yeah, we also on Rise to the Future. We also have writersoffuture.com. We also have the countdown, so you can see how many days, hours, minutes, and seconds till the event starts.
Yes, and remember, you can go catch the 2021. If I was y'all, I know because we get 600,000 to 700,000 people listening tonight. So if I was y'all, I would go over and catch the gala event from last year just to give you a good feel. Besides, I'm in it a lot, people. I got lots of cute pictures in there, so you can see my lovely face causing trouble. I don't know why. What do you mean? I have no idea, Martha. I was just in it a lot. I think Emily set it up, actually. She's evil like that. I'm telling y'all. But anyway, there's lots of nice people there, lots of good-looking people there, lots of crazy people there. It's a great gala. It's a lot of fun. There's lots of good people talking stage. You get to see John up there talking all decked out in his tux, looking all sharp, and talking to everybody. So it's a great event. Go check. No, you don't get to see Emily on the stage. For some reason, she's like, bite me. I ain't getting on the stage. It's not going to happen. I don't blame her. She works really hard.
Producing the event, so she's running around like crazy.
And if y'all don't have to believe anybody's word on this, I knew when I was coming, it was going to be hard to catch up with her. And I would see her late when she'd come back to the hotel. I'd say, hey, I didn't even want to bother because I know she was running nonstop. I'd say, Emily, how you doing? And she was nonstop going. Every day I seen her, she was busted from early in the morning to late at night. Yes, yeah, she stayed going the whole time. Well, she's probably ADD like the rest of us, but still, she likes to be moving. And it's a great event. So I would go look at this one, catch it, go look at it nice, and it'd be nice for y'all to go rack up some more numbers over there and check out the event, and then wait for this one that's on the 8th and check it out and enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. Yes. Anything else we want to give them, John, before we go? No, we can't tell you what's in the book. Go pre-order the book. How's that?
Yeah, you can do that. You can go to Amazon.com. You can pre-order either the ebook or the print book. Either one. You can pre-order it.
And not get a copy because I need it for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
No, actually for the next couple of days. But after that, maybe just Christmas, I might give it away. You never know. You never know. Unless I decide to get it autographed by everybody that none of y'all getting it. So it's just how it works. But guys and girls, we got to get out of here. Remember, you can working again. My daytime company has slowed down a little bit, so I have more free time. So I will be back doing my regular Wednesday show, so you can catch me there. Monday, we're going to be doing a little bit of politics on Monday, 5 to 7, so y'all can come check us out. Okay, not so much politics as world affairs is a better word. There will be some politics in it, but it's mostly going to be world affairs. United States affairs, but stuff around the globe as well. There's just a lot going on, so it needs to be talked about. And you could also participate in that, just like in any other chat rooms. Science and Beyond is going to be back, because Science and Beyond is going to be up for one of the podcast awards, along with Writers of the Future is going to be up for one of the podcast awards, and so is so is Essentialist and the Outer Realm. So when it comes voting time, tell all you I'm telling y'all. I told y'all last year, I put the voodoo spell on some of y'all for not enough votes, didn't I? So I mean it. When I say go vote, I mean y'all get your asses over there. Vote, 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 vote. Yes. Y'all love me. Vote for me. Anyway, we got to go. John, thanks for coming tonight. Everybody else, I hope y'all are enjoying your life. Have some fun. I know there's a lot going on, but remember, life is short. Enjoy it. Good night and stay tuned for Quantum Leap. Dun, dun, dun.